Okay, this is my third time recording this, so obviously the message is grand. So before I just go all in, let's just friggin' light some Palo Santo because we need it to clear the space. I'm also just feeling very excited. There's a lot of just magnetic energy flowing in my cells right now, and I wanted to record this video with this energy so it can be an activation, because I truly believe inspiration is contagious. Magnetic energy is contagious. Knowing who you are is contagious. Because let's be real, isn't that like what we're all kind of seeking? We're seeking to know ourselves better so that we can make our life purpose, this one life, like a legacy. I don't know about you, but I want to leave an imprint behind. I was born knowing that I meant to do big things. And if you're here, you believe that too. And it is my vow to keep showing up here with you so you can understand that voice, that knowing within you that you're meant to do big things, it's so valid. And it's time to uncover that voice. Together, let's become the best version of ourselves. I'm not going to pretend that I have all the answers. I'm building my wealth with you now. I am going to teach you what I know, and I'm going to admit what I don't know, because I'm human in this lifetime like you. Obviously, I don't feel so human, right? I feel like an angelic starseed that's in this human body. But like at the end of the day, that knowing, that cosmic intelligence is coded in my human body. And it's up to me to have the courage to remember those codes. That's why I love to talk about wealth activation. Building wealth in the physical starts energetically. And the first step of building tangible wealth is first decoding the abundance within. And I know for a fact, if you're here, you are not new to this work of subconscious reprogramming. It is something that is so vital if we want to make the big dreams that we've been birthed with to happen. We have to be willing to look at the nitty-gritties of our shadows. Being a light worker is a great responsibility. It is. It is. And the truth is, when we're meant to step up and help the highest good of all, you're not going to have dreamy, it's just not going to be a dreamy environment. You're gonna have to be shaken a little bit to do the work that you're meant to do. It's funny how that happens. When we're comfortable, we don't produce, but when we're uncomfortable, we produce a lot. And you know why that is? Because we have nothing to lose anymore. Comfort can really be one of our biggest blinders. I just got divorced a year ago. It will be a year in May. And I left a comfort nest to follow my intuition. Everything on the outside looked beautiful, but on the inside, my soul was dying. I knew I had a mission, and if I continue being comfortable, I will never be able to facilitate growth for others. And it's not even for others, but for myself. You got to put your own air mask on before you can help others. And I think we all start as the wounded healer first. It's a part of the process. And then we start understanding boundaries and how valuable our energy is. Our energy is our currency. And when we start realizing that we're overpouring into so many people, places, and things that aren't even pouring in our cup. It's like you have this grand mission, you have this pure heart, and no matter how much you give, you're not receiving what you're giving back. There's something in your subconscious that's out of alignment to you even being able to receive. And if you're going to create true sustainable wealth from the inside out, we first got to get real on what is blocking us to achieving those goals. And for me, it was, who am I to be a space holder on a grand level? Like, other people can do it, but me, I'd rather be unseen, Even though there was a voice inside me that said, no, you're meant to be visible. You have a story to share. Your voice is valuable. But when I stayed in my comfort zone, that voice was limited. That voice kept being put on mute. The divine, the universe, God is going to shake shit up before everything makes sense. I got divorced. It all happened so quick. I made the choice. It was the hardest choice that I made because honestly, my ex is a pure soul. I don't have one of those stories where my ex was abusive and, wow. And I feel like the reason why, I want to show up and be visible is because I know there's so many women who are suffering because we outsourced our safety. We were taught to outsource our safety. And it's time to claim our sovereignty and our power back. Because I know you have a mission to help this world be better. I know there's something in you out of alignment right now that you desire to recalibrate. And that takes true freaking guts, true bravery, because you have to be willing to let it all freaking go so you can receive 10 times worth what you, to receive 10 times what even you think that you're worth. You know what I mean? I'm realizing I'm just is this even making sense? Am I making sense? I kind of want to start this video over, to be honest. I'm like, Maya, Mystic Maya, are you making sense right now? Am I making sense? Because I just clicked play and I didn't even know what I really want to say, but I can feel it. And I just know that we're in this together. That's the thing. It's we all think we're so freaking alone in this, but we're not. That's an illusion. That's a distorted illusion that fear wants us to think that is true, but it's not true. And yes, the moment you decide to choose your sovereignty, you're going to need to surrender all the comfort. You're going to have to lose a lot to gain so much more. I left with $1,000 in my bank account. I packed up my little car. Thank God I had a car. The car's not even in my name. It's in my father's name. And my father is not my biggest fan. He's actually, I call him the worst teacher, but that's actually what makes him the best teacher, because he challenges me. His fears are my freedom. And I don't know if I'm going to get into my story today, because that's the thing, we all have stories. We all have circumstances that seem like a limitation, but really, if we just sit with it and learn to accept it for what it is and not hold it on our back anymore as a part of our identity, we can really do what we're meant to freaking do. And most likely, if you're a light worker, your family is very karmic, Very karmic. God bless their soul. But our family, man, they are the sacred mirrors of, of the injustice. And in that injustice is the golden blessing if we're willing to forgive, if we're willing to accept, if we're willing to choose a new narrative. And I know it's so hard. Like, I know it. Like, I feel it. Like, today I'm having a really good day. But just like you, sometimes I wake up in fear. I'm not always waking up in love and high vibes and butterflies and rainbows. That is the goal, right? Because, like, when you're in this energy, you freaking, like, attract people, experiences, things on that high vibration. And when you're in that vibration, you have more space, more clarity, more abundance to do the work that you need to do. But sometimes fear does show up. Sometimes those shadow narratives still creep up, even after you've done so much freaking work. But, like, you know, what I'm learning is really to find joy in the self-discovery, in the shadow work. How do we find joy in it? Like, today I was really dropping into, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm freaking resilient. I had so many challenges after challenge after challenge and after challenge, and I still showed up. I still had faith, even though there were some days where I swear the negativity, the projection of evil eye, just the voices of people who don't have my back kept creeping in. I almost let those voices take my life. And I know this human experience is hard. But it's like right when it gets so fucking hard, it means you're about to be 3 feet from gold. That's why it's so important to understand how to cleanse your energy, how to call your power back, how to pause. When life hands you challenges, are you reacting? Are you taking a moment to pause, reflect, regroup? Because it's all an illusion at the end of the day. We must learn how to zoom out. Zoom out so you can zoom back in with fresh perspective and fresh energy to tackle the challenge at hand. Because every challenge that God gives you, or whatever you believe in, it's here for a reason. It's here to help you up level. And in the moment, it can feel so daunting. The inner child comes out to play with tears, kicking and screaming, like, why? This is so unfair. Like, why? Why can't it be easier? Anything worth building, creating, fighting for is not going to be easy. And I say that out loud, I'm like, wait, I don't know. Like, because, like, I also believe, like, we need to start adapting that making money is easy, right? Because, like, also that, like, we've been taught that, like, you have to freaking hustle. If you're not sweating as you're making, money, then you're not really making money. Or, like, you got to, like, really lose yourself to be successful. But that's also something that's not true. So it's like there's paradoxes in this freaking discovery of being human. Because, I think what it is, it's coming here now. So let's see how I can connect the dots. Because it's like, I'm telling you, like, anything worth doing is not easy. But then I believe that wealth is easy. So it contradicts each other, you know what I mean? So let me just see what I want to share on that, because it's like, I think it's learning how to find joy in the struggles. Like, how can we make it more comical in some sense? Like, you know what I mean? Because like in the moment it feels so grand, but then you work through it and then you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? Hopefully this is landing. And like I said, I'm learning with you. I'm just showing up here, activating the voice, choosing to be visible because I'm done not being visible. So perfection here is not the goal. The goal in this space is presence, is curiosity, is choosing growth over comfort. Every new level asks for a new version of responsibility, accountability, visibility, all the Italy's. Italy? We going to Italy? What? But like, you know, it's just like a new level has new devils, pretty much. But that's the thing. It's like joy and suffering are part of the same coin. It's what we're doing with the circumstances that we've chosen in this lifetime. Like, are we going to let those circumstances of adversity get us down? Or are we going to see them for what they are, feel the frustration, but then channel that into purpose? Because that pain point that is stopping you is also stopping, millions of other people. And when you go through that hump, when you win over your obstacles, you then can help someone else. That's the power of being resilient, is that you get to be a mentor then for someone who needs it. Think of yourself in that low point that you've overcome. You've got wisdom now to help someone else. And that's why we're here, is to be of service not only for our own becoming, but for others. If we want to see the world be a better place, we have to be willing to be the change, right? There's the Gandhi quote. I definitely botched it, and it was like, be the change you want to see in the world. There we go. But that's it. And in order to be the change, we got to get real with our limitations. We have to look under the hood of this beautiful noggin and start questioning what story is on replay that is actually not my story. Because if I want to make my big grand dreams that I know God gave me, I got to be willing to not only be a light worker, but be a shadow worker. All right? So today is a freaking encouragement activation. Okay, this card. It's like da butter, da butter, da butter, da butter. I am unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. Is that not the theme of today's message? Let me say that one more time. I am unapologetic about what I desire, and I trust what I focus on will grow. What that brings up right now is the power of our mind. And, if we're thinking about everything that's going to go wrong, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to manifest more obstacles. But if you can see the obstacle for what it is, take a break, take a pause, and be like, yo, this is a shitty situation. I did not expect this curveball, yet I trust that the solutions will come to me. It's like noticing the block, but also believing that there's a solution waiting for you when you just allow yourself to just receive for a second. We don't have to react and solve everything all the time like this. Our greatest asset is our peace. When we are in a parasympathetic mode, right? When our nervous system is in that restoration mode, we can start solving problems with ease. And at the end of the day, being a CEO, being an entrepreneur, being a light worker, being a person that knows they have a big mission. What are we here to do? We're here to freaking solve freaking problems. The world needs your creativity, man. You are smart beyond measure. What you think is your weakness is your strength. So just notice for the next 24 hours, are you operating in fear and limitation? Or are you operating in love and limitless possibilities? There's no right or wrong answer to that. Again, we're human. We're going to wake up some days with a lot of energy. There's going to be some days we're going to feel defeated. But where the power lies is in our choice to decide what timeline we want to choose. Do we want to give energy to fear or love? The moment you decide is everything. God doesn't judge you. People do. You judge yourself more than the divine judges you. The divine wants you to be so freaking happy and abundant. It is waiting for you to just ask for what you need. It is waiting for you to choose love over fear. I always tell myself, like, girl, I know you're the problem. I know you're the solution too. But sometimes, we have to sit in the fucking void of our own bullshit for a second. There's a process to up-leveling your frequency. But as long as you notice where you're at, whoa, my linguistics today is like, that's when I know this message is so powerful. To notice is your greatest leverage, because there's so many people that are not even willing to notice. So if you just start to observe your mind, your speech, your actions, you can start to recalibrate them to actually where you want to go. So what is the biggest obstacle in your life right now? Identify it. What is it? Comment it down below. Is it finances? Is it the fact you feel like you don't have so much time because you're working an incredible job that takes a lot of time? You have kids. Like, what is it? You have animals. Like, what is taking a lot of your time? What is in your way? Like, just be radically honest in it. Is it, mother-father wounds still? Fuck, I know that. I'm getting over my father traumas as we speak, It ain't no easy thing. But the more we look under the hood, the more we become great. Because looking under that hood, seeing where you're in your own way, like, that truly takes guts. It takes guts to listen to your gut, my friend. And the thing is, your intuition knows. You know what you gotta do. Are you brave enough, though, to slow down for a second? To receive the roadmap? You don't need another strategy, another freebie, another coach, another this, another that, another coffee with a friend to share all the gossip. No, you don't need all that. What you need is 5 minutes with your own freaking self. What you need is to let go of listening to everything outside of you and listen to you. What does your soul need to tell you? You have the answers within you. I can't stress that enough. It is safe to go slow. It is safe to go within. It is safe to take a second if you need to regroup, because your energy is what creates everything in your life. So if you're feeling burnt out, acknowledge that. Say, you know what? I'm burnt out. I need a second to rest, and I'm not going to let guilt get me down, because rest is how we recalibrate. Rest is how we receive. Rest is how we get that clarity from stuck to fluid. I believe in you. Okay? I believe in you so freaking much. And I want you to know that no matter what challenge is at your doorstep, you can alchemize it. And you're going to alchemize it through peace, through knowing that you hold the codes to your wealth. Your wealth starts here. And remember, wealth is having access to what you want when you want it. It is not outsourcing safety anymore. You are worthy of that. You are worthy of being your own bank. Energy is contagious. That is the message for today. I hope something here landed. And just remember, use your discernment. Take what you need, leave behind what you don't. Our time here is to activate clarity for you. And for you to feel like you're not alone, because you're not. And all the answers that you're seeking outside of yourself are already within you. So go, slow down. And if the voice of guilt comes knocking on your door, you're going to tell it to sit the fuck down. Because you're gonna rest. You are worthy of rest. You don't need to burn yourself out to be successful. We're gonna end actually with a very simple technique to call your power back. Because if you're here until now, this is for you. Let's get situated, okay? It's like even me, like I'm looking at the timer, I'm like, oh my God, 26 minutes, like holy shit. But no, we're meant to take up space. If this video found you, you're meant to take up space. All right. So I want you to grab a chair. Or you can sit crisscross applesauce. Ground your feet, plant them on the ground. So allow yourself to arrive, okay? Just arrive. Allow yourself to arrive. Check in with the heartbeat. Check in with the gut. And just breathe. Just allow yourself to receive. Just allow yourself to slow down. Just allow yourself to be the answers that you seek. Maybe this is the first conscious breath you've taken all day. Maybe this is the first time today that you actually allowed yourself to feel your body. Roll those shoulders back. If you haven't already, close your eyes just for a second. Bring your hands to your heart. And as you take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, just set an intention for yourself to call your power back by affirming, I call my power back. And now I want you to open your eyes. And we're going to literally call our power back with this exercise. You're going to put your hands up in the air. And you're literally going to call your power back, okay? And I want you to affirm in your mind. Like, I want you to affirm this, okay? And breathe cleansing breath. So it's going to look like this. I'm like, how do I do it all together? Like explaining and doing it. But you're going to basically be calling your power back. I call my power back from the four corners of the land, from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west, above me, below me, from the back, from the front, from the sides of me. I call my power back. I call my power back. And you're breathing as you're doing this. You are cleansing. You are affirming. You are just saying, I call my power back from every inch and cranny that I gave it to. And I claim it back. I call it back. And when you're ready, you're just going to allow yourself to arrive in your power. And you're going to affirm, I am now in my power. And so it is. And you're just going to let that land. Try it. See how you feel. You are now in your power. I'll see you tomorrow.